Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And we have a interesting take on a deck. This was requested by a few people, both in the Discord and as well in the YouTube comments down below. So we decided to give it a go, see what we could do with it, and we're going to go back to playing a bunch of legendary spells. But real quick, before we hop into today's deck, would like to remind you, if you enjoy the channel and enjoy the video, please hit that subscribe button, that like button. Please leave a comment down below letting us know what you want to see in a future video, and please check out all of the awesome links down in the description below, as well as joining the Discord. So with that being said, let's hop right into today's deck. We are calling it Mirari's Vow. So this deck, again, plays pretty much all legendary spells except for our good friend the Llanowar Elf, because we obviously want to have a Llanowar Elf on turn one, because that's going to ramp us into just unfair things. But this deck is really focused around Kamahl's Druidic Vow and Mirari's Wake. Mirari's Wake, obviously 5 mana enchantment originally from Judgment. It says creatures you control get +1/+1, but whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produced. So it basically doubles your mana. So your land's tapped for 2 instead of 1. But we want one of these in play, and we want to cast a Kamahl's Druidic Vow. So this is a legendary sorcery, which means you have to have a legendary creature or a creature or planeswalker in play in order to cast this. So that's why, again, we're playing a ton of just legendaries, like real cheap legendaries. But it says you pay X, so it's 2 and X. Look at the top X cards of your library. You can put any number of lands and or legendary permanent cards with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield, and then you put the rest in your graveyard. So we're just going to save up a bunch of mana, and we're hopefully just going to ramp into it pretty quickly. And we're going to Kamahl's Druidic Vow for, let's say, like 10, and we're going to put a bunch of legendaries in play, and hopefully one of those is a Necroma's Memorial and a God Eternal Ronus, and we're just going to win the game. So Chroma's Memorial is going to give all of our creatures haste, trample, vigilance, first strike, flying, pro red, pro black. And then God Eternal Ronus, when it comes into play, it's going to double the power of each of our creatures and give them all vigilance, even though they already have vigilance. And we're just going to deal a bunch of damage and hopefully kill our opponents that way. So what legendaries do we play, and what kind of interaction should we expect? So we have 4 copies of Fblthp. He's just going to be a creature that comes into play, draws us a card for 2 mana. Niambi is going to be a little bit of a utility spell. So she bounces a creature. She has flash, so 2 mana, 2/1. You can return a creature whenever she enters the battlefield. If you do, you gain life equal to the creature's mana cost. But we also can pay 3 mana and tap her to discard a legendary card that maybe we have more than one of that we don't want, and we get to draw 2 cards. So there's just a lot of utilization to her. Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy, 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, we get to add an extra mana that it produces. So Elves tap for 2 at that point. Great Henge taps for 3. It doesn't really do a lot in this deck, except for the fact that it's a cheap legendary, and I don't really expect that we're going to be using the 7 mana ability to go look for non-humans. We have 4 copies of Uro. Again, cheap legendary, also ramps us, can keep coming back, but there's a really cool interaction with this that I hope to at least get a few games in with. 2 copies of Shalai. Shalai is going to give us and planeswalkers, even though we don't have any, hexproof, which is really important, so they can't like just spot removal our other creatures in play. They have to deal with Shalai first, and they can't do stuff to us like Thoughtseize, Settle the Wreckage, stuff like that. They can't target us with the Black Sacrifice card. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff they can't do. Teshar. So this really helps bring the deck together. So this is a 4 mana 2/2 flyer. Whenever you cast a historic spell, return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So there's really cool interactions here. So we have Teshar in play. We've already played an Uro, so we have an Uro in the graveyard. We play any of our historic spells, and let's just say we're going cheap here. We can play a Fblthp. When Fblthp is cast, we can say, okay, Uro, come back into play. So then the Uro is going to come into play. We're going to get some cool abilities from Uro. We're going to put a land into play, draw a card, gain life. Uro is going to go away. Fblthp is going to come back into play. We're going to draw a card. Then at that point, maybe we drew another legendary, maybe a Niambi or a Kinnan. We play another historic spell. We're just going to be looping Uro triggers back and forth by playing really cheap historic spells. So I'm really hoping for some cool stuff with that. And then we have Lyra Dawnbringer, 5 mana, 5/5, flying, first strike, lifelink. Give other angels +1/+1 and lifelink. So it doesn't buff up Teshar. It does buff up Shalai. And then last but not least, we have a couple copies of Great Henge, because we can be, we might be ramping our mana up to, 6, 7, maybe even 5, but we're going to drop this out. Once we get this out, we're just going to be going crazy with playing creatures, drawing cards, gaining, gaining 2 life every turn, but putting counters on creatures, drawing cards, and just going to be looping and looping and looping. And yeah, hopefully we're going to go pretty crazy with this. And we do have 24 lands. Here's the lands. We have a ton of just different lands because we're playing 3 colors. The mix is a little weird. So as you can see here, those are our lands. And again, I'm hoping to really just get a really good Kamahl's Druidic Vow into play. Hopefully for like anywhere from 7 to 10. 7 really is the magic number if we want to hit a Chroma's Memorial. If we don't want to hit a Chroma's Memorial, we go for like 5. And 5 is going to let us hit like God Eternal or Lyra, and then anything else that's cheaper than that. And the other good thing is it does hit land, so we can use it as ramp as well. So, but we do have to have a legendary creature in play. So let's hop into the gameplay, see how this deck does, and we will see you guys here shortly. All right, well, we're going to try to Druidic Vow our opponent. Let's see what we can do. This hand looks really sweet. Unfortunately, our opponent gets to go first. I don't want them killing this Llanowar Elf. But this is going to let us ramp into the Mirari's Wake pretty quickly. God, I hate that it defaults to these land and not the... I'm going to fix that after this game. Oh, that was an unfortunate draw. Are you going to kill the Llanowar Elf in response? You are. Okay. Look at you doing things. Ooh, what are you doing over there, 4-color deck? For a brief moment, I was afraid that... Yeah, for a brief moment, I was oh, no. Oh, man. Uro is going to be sweet with that. But what I was going to say is, for a brief moment, I was afraid that we were going to be seeing a mountain and be going against 5 colors. But we are essentially already against a 4-color deck, so 5 really wouldn't be that much of a stretch here. Well, what are we going to do? This is essentially free. 9 mana. 2 floating. Oh wow, well, that happened. Draw all the cards. They get to mind here. I doubt they waste their end of turn step. Okay. Sphinx's Revelation. I'm very curious as to what they're doing. So do we think they're just racing to like an Uro or an Ulamog? Yeah, looks like it. Torment of Hailfire. Gain some life. Yeah, we're going to be bringing back the old Uro. Tapped. So our deck is going pretty crazy right now. I don't want to just fire out the Memorial, or maybe I do. How much mana do we have? One, two, three, four. 4 mana. Okay, well, they're gonna scoop it up. We're gonna do crazy things. We were gonna double the power. We wouldn't have had enough to if we would have played Memorial first though, we could have tapped for Llanowar Elves. Yeah, well anyway. You saw some crazy shenanigans happening. Alright, well. We went in and made all the corrections to our lands, so we're not playing those ugly, ugly lands. We got the better ones now. We're going into game 2, so we are gonna do what we do. Oh no. Anger juice. Hope he's not too angry. We get to go first. I do like this hand. It's not the best hand, but we will go ahead and shock a Llanowar Elf. If they do go Mountain Shock, we essentially dealt some damage for them, so no blocks. Okay, well. Just make them think that we are. Oh man, they are dealing all the damage. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So gain a little bit of this back. I mean, we are going to take at least 4 here. Holy moly, this is a lot of damage. I don't know if we can recover from this, to be honest with you. 8. Another Uro's pretty good. Double Uro here. Pretty good. Alright, so I was wrong. Holy schmoly. Alright, well. Four, 8. God, this is exactly 8 and 6 is 14. We have to block. Why couldn't it be like 12 or something, right? And I think we have to do this for 5, right? We just have to? Oh no, 7. It's Kinnan. Oh, I should have attacked that Vigilance. God dang it. That was a misplay. They don't have lifelink though. So if they have any burn spell, we lose. Or Questing Beast. Oh, be gentle. No hasters. These haste? They don't haste. Oh, yes, this is a legendary. Okay. This is good. Let's draw something good. Come on. And we can cast Uro. Seems pretty good, right? We drew another Uro. Holy schmoly. Is that vigilance, right? Holy moly. Don't have any more blue. Man, we gained so much life this turn. And our creatures have all of the emblems. Holy smokes. That was a sweet game. That was sweet. Yeah, again, so even learning the deck, and then being forced to block, we you know, we drew Kinnan. Kinnan actually paid off. We almost misplayed. I think we have to go get a forest, unless we draw one naturally. Person's name is Take It Teasy. All right. Well, we're gonna give this a shot. We at least have access to the lands that we need. Yep. We're just gonna mirror what you do. Why did you not sack the Fabled Passage? We're definitely gonna sack Fabled Passage. They're probably on a blue-whites. Well, we drew the elf, you know, on curve. It's unfortunate we don't have double blue. If we had double blue, we could play both of these next turn. What? Okay, I just realized they had a 100-card deck. So, do we count that? Oh, what were you doing? We haven't seen a misplay like that in a while. Like, just where they, maybe they just forgot to put lands in their deck. We go first. This is quite a slow hand. This is a lot better. I think we're going to put back Neon B. Yeah. We're gonna play an elf on the first turn. Wonder if our opponent's playing Rat Colony. I doubt that. I doubt they're playing a Rat Colony deck. Just using these sweet sleeves. Holy curve out, Batman. No, no growth spiral? Holy Lyra Dawnbringers. Alright, well, we've got all the mana. I don't have anything crazy to use it with, but So they're on the same colors that we are. They're on a Bant plan. I mean, sure. Giant Lyra Dawnbringer is pretty good. Teferi is probably going to tuck.
If you show remorse, I reverse.
Oh, little did you know. Holy smokes. How much mana is this? How much mana do we have left? 3, 6, 7, 8. Is for 6. Let's get rid of Teferi. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's get a cheap legendary. You are not a cheap legendary. So they're definitely going to get back to Fairy next turn and then probably immediately tuck it. Oh, they're playing counter spells, really? I guess it's better that they counter that than... And they pitched an absorb. They probably have another absorb.
This isn't a fight. Let's skip to the good part.
They should. Absolutely. Well, I guess since they're playing Narset. Wrath. Yep. It's unfortunate we have all this mana and literally nothing to do with it. You have a counterspell for this too? Yep. Sure do.
I have reached my limit.
You know what? I'm not.
No, Ugin -5? I don't think they -5 though. Yep, just plus.
My flames burn beyond perception.
And we're gonna keep on pretending. I think our best draw is a Fblthp or a Kinnan. Fblthp or Kinnan? Uro. Come on, deck, one time. One time. No. Is this an instant? Nope. Fblthp? Not a land. Come on, deck. Well, I mean, we still... Now I want to land. Of course, now we get the Fblthp. Now we get to... Fry? for 9? Oh, they have it. They have it. You coward. Alright, that's game. That is game. Again, normally I don't concede, but they're going to be able to activate. They're going to be able to ultimate their Teferi this turn. They can activate their ultimate on their Ugin this turn. And they'll start removing. Yeah, because what they're going to do is they're going to ultimate, then ultimate, exile 7 permanents from our board, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leave us with 2 land, probably just a forest and a temple garden. And that is the game. But yeah, again, normally don't concede, but they absolutely had the game there. Alright, so we go first. We're playing against a Lurrus deck. We'll keep. I really just don't want to get Thought Seized on turn 1. We need to draw land. Doop, 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 doop. Playing some of that Simon. Doop, 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 doop. Ah, they got the Thought Seize. Don't Thought Seize us. God, what are you doing? Bye, Fblthp. Oh yeah, get rid of that memorial. Get rid of Teshar, yeah. Reading all these cards. Oh, that's fine. I mean, honestly, there you should have gotten rid of our redraw. That was the play, getting rid of this. You saw that we only, at the time, we only had the 2 land. This lets us redraw into a potential land. Okay. I like it when these go to the graveyard. Right. And not going to do any attacking. We are going to try to land a Teshar next turn. I don't really know what we don't want to see right here. Don't want to see... I don't even know. Maybe another Thought Seize? They not have a 3rd land? Okay. A 3rd land, but it's tapped. So maybe they sack the Stitcher Supplier to draw 2? With Village Rites? This is a sorcery, right? Yeah. Alright, well, Kamahl's Druidic Vow is pretty good. This will probably get shocked if they're playing shock. Some of these decks do play shock, and some of them don't play shocks. I'm not opposed to firing off this Kamahl's Druidic Vow for 3, because it will get us back an Uro, but I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer just to draw a really sweet, like, legendary spell here. Like a Niambi would be really, really good. The ambi here would be really, really sweet. Alright, well, that kinda... we need another green. Yep. Okay. All right, and yeah, I guess we go ahead and go in. So I think the play here from them is Village Rites, the Stitcher Supplier, because the Young Pyromancer will, yep, the Young Pyromancer will replace itself with another 1/1. And again, the fact that these are going to the graveyard and they can't use the recursion side is really, really good. Roxa. I think our best draw, honestly, here is going to be a Llanowar Elf. Because I'd like to fire off the Great Henge. Maybe they Fame here and start attacking. But that's what they do. Oh, okay. That's going to change our play a little bit. Why? Actually pretty good. So we're just going to run out a Chroma's Memorial. It's going to be really hard for this deck to beat this. So it looks like they have a Village Rites in their hand again. So yeah, so again, all of our creatures right now are First Strike, Vigilant, Trample, Haste, Flying. They have Pro Black and Pro Red. So they do play a few copies of Innocent Blood. They've already got one in their graveyard. They probably have to go digging for their other one. I think they only play one more copy. Again, each list is going to be different. So I think they're going to recur Croxa. I don't know what we get here. One, two, three, four, five. That would leave us with 4 mana open. We could play that. I don't want to get rid of this. This doesn't target when it attacks, so that's kind of notable. So if we have a Shalai in play, that's really good. Yeah, I think this is gonna seal it up. That might have been our best draw. Yeah, just being able to recur Uro for free every turn is really ridiculous. And our opponent agrees. Our opponent agrees. All right, next game, next game. Mebrind? Not sure. This is an interesting hand. I feel like we want a Mirari's Wake in this hand instead of this Memorial. Llanowar Elf. Kinnan on turn 2. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Vow for a little bit. Might be an Is It deck. Either Is It or Grixis. What? Hold on. Why do we win? They're just trying to get a Glinthorn Buccaneer in play and then draw all their deck and then discard it. That's funny. I think this is the only way that I would play a treasure hunt deck. All right, that's pretty humorous. All right. I feel like we've played so many different decks, and that's the good thing about, you know, Magic is there's not endless possibilities, but there are a lot of possibilities. We're gonna mulligan this. We are gonna mull. Do we keep? I think we have to keep this, right? What's our opponent playing? All right, we need a blue mana because we can't play any of the cards in our hand, I believe. All right, so our opponent is playing. What are they playing? They're trying to do some crazy shenanigans like we normally do. Right. And let's hope all of our stuff lives. Okay, they chose to get rid of Narset. For a treasure map. Treasure map is going to help them. 5. Do we fire it? We just fire this off for 3? I think we do. Definitely have to start putting more pressure on the opponent. Wow. Really? Why? I mean, they were stuck on 3 land, but so next turn we were going to have 7 mana. We play the Great Henge, and then we actually are able to start pressuring the opponent. All right, well, we're 6-1 right now, but we had a couple of those really quick games, so we're trying to get in a couple more games. All right, opponent goes first. They're playing Luris. This is an okay hand. This Great Henge is going to cost 6 with the Shalai in play. I mean, I think we have to keep it. What version of Luris are we getting? We're getting the old Rakdos version, huh? They have a shock. They're playing the shock version. Alright, you did it. You're a scholar among men. Oh, you're not even playing what we thought you were playing. Okay, or you are, but you're playing a very odd budget build. Alright, just keep playing these shock lands and doing nothing, just not taking damage. Okay, opponent gets in. Here's where they sack. Sack the Stitcher Supplier to draw 2, and we take 1. Oh, okay. Island? Now we are to not be targeted. Does this target? That does not target. So they can still just cast a billion spells and get through. I mean, next turn we're going to Lyra. Lyra's going to give Shalai lifelink. That seems pretty good. Okay, so Fame. No blocks. Okie dokie. So we're looking pretty good. We have a first striking, lifelinking, hexproof creature untapped right now. And our deck looks completely like a completely different deck. It's not even a combo deck right now. Okay. You're doing it. I mean, once this Great Henge hits play, blocks again. This should pretty much wrap the game up. Oh, look, either one of those. That's just so much life gain. I mean, we even got protection from everything because it's hexproof. All right. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're going to cast the Call of the Death Dweller for the Fame. Okay. And they're back Roxa. I'll give them this. They made us discard a lot. They actually dealt a lot of damage to us this game. But we have gained all of the life back. Good game, my friend. Good game. Alright, final boss activated. Form of Upton Dark Diamond. We're going to get hard mode against the final boss with a mulligan. Just waiting for our opponent. There we go. He kept. We're gonna keep. And we got this. We got this curve. Rhinestone. Not liking that. Not liking that at all. Four mana. What do we got for 4? I'm gonna say Nissa or Ulamog, some crazy Ugin. They're gonna name a 100% crazy card that we don't have. Yep. Well, that counts as us beating their mulligan, right? I mean, we mulliganed. They kept to 7. They basically wasted a turn and played a card that didn't do anything. Oh, here comes Mirari's Wake. Yep. I mean, the bad part about this is everything is odd except for the token. The good thing is we have lethal if they don't have any interaction, but I highly doubt that they're just not going to have interaction. Oh. Good game. Easy boss mode activated. That's why you don't play Unmordigo and Necromentia in your deck. I mean, yeah. Alright, everybody, welcome back to the wrap-up. Now, we did really good with this deck. You know, it's very, I wouldn't say combo-centric, but it does a lot of cool things that really help you stay alive. And I didn't realize it was actually going to do it as well as it did. You know, we did get some games where our opponents scooped really early. Again, you know, watch out for that new treasure hunt deck that's going to take the world by storm, where they cast treasure hunt, get to their buccaneer, and then concede the game in 30 seconds. So, but yeah, so we played 9 games because we had a few really short games, and we managed to go 8-1. So pretty good. We did lose the control deck. I did feel like this might have a hard time against control, and as you saw, we lost in pretty spectacular fashion when they were going to ultimate their Teferi, and then their Ugin shortly thereafter in order to just clear our board and decimate us. Play the part of X and give it to us. So that's what that was. But this is a fun deck. I don't really think this is by any means competitive at all. It's going to be more fun. So I would really only recommend building this if you have the cards. Again, most of the cards in this deck are rare or legendaries. So yeah, so literally every card in this deck is a rare. And I don't even know why I said legendary, but every card in this deck is rare or mythic, except for 4 copies of Llanowar Elves and 8 basic lands. So there are 48 rares and mythics in our deck. Maybe now making this one of the most expensive decks that we've built. So again, don't necessarily recommend this, but there's cool stuff that we can do with Teshar, Uro, cheap legendaries, and then Kamahl's Druidic Vow. We didn't really get the kill that we wanted to get, you know, where we got to do the giant Kamahl's Druidic Vow because we usually had the game won before we were able to go crazy. We did get to use the Druidic Vow as ramp spells, which was pretty good. You know, doing it for like 3 or 4 just to get a couple of extra lands for the following turn is pretty good, especially if you have an extra Druidic Vow in your hand that you can cast on the following turn. So you're actually like ramping up, getting some more land, making the next one even a little bit stronger. So it is pretty good. So I did see some other versions of this deck online a long time ago that played stuff like Gaia's Blessings and just some different legendaries, but I just didn't see any that really utilized trying to hit a Chrome's Memorial or God Eternal Ronus, and I really wanted to try to 1-turn kill, but unfortunately we didn't get there. But we did have some really amazing turn and some really fun games, especially that one game against Mono Red. That was really cool how we were able to stabilize, get back in the game, and then just take over once we had a Chrome's Memorial in play. All right, well, that is the deck. Again, if you enjoyed the deck, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the videos and the channel. Check out all the links in the description below. Leave a comment letting us know you made it to the end of the video and what you want to see in a future video as well. And we will try to make it for you. So, all right, with that being said, you guys stay safe. We will see you next time. Remember, this channel would not exist without such amazing viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for interacting with the channel and helping grow the community. And a very big special thank you to the Patreons listed here for supporting the channel.